Hello, this is Riya. I am a Thai prose poet living in England. I used to be an active K-pop fan during 2nd Gen and Generation 2.5. I used to write interview scripts for a Thai cable music channel where idols would appear for overseas promotions. I've written interview questions for Epic High, Blockby, Teen Top, Infinite, and B1A4. When YouTube closed caption was invented, I also translated lyrics for some music agencies. I left the idol industry just a little after the start of 3rd Gen, so that would be around Bangtansohnonden's I Need You era. Since then, I haven't kept up to date with K-pop at all. Now, as a scholar, I give guest lectures on Asian narratives and fan cultural productions. I'm currently preparing for my doctorate degree. My works have been nominated for some literary awards, and one of my short stories was selected by NASA's Lunar Codex project to be launched to the moon in a time capsule in 2024. If you would like to learn more about me and why I decided to make this YouTube channel, please stick around and watch my videos. In this first K-pop video, we are going to be learning about Tomorrow by Together. I'll be learning about Tomorrow by Together, and hopefully the internet will be teaching me more about Tomorrow by Together. For reasons, I've chosen Tomorrow by Together as a gateway group to reintroduce myself to the current K-pop world. So after many years, I finally mustered up the courage to return to Korea. It was back in March, and the faces of Tomorrow by Together members were everywhere. Like on the Gangnam digital billboards, it was just a row of Tomorrow by Together's faces advertising cosmetics. And then I found out from the Seoul National University professor who was showing me around that day that there's a second male group formed by Bang Shiho. So I wondered how different their music would be from Bangtan, whose early discography I am familiar with. 2. I gave a guest lecture on HYBE's integrated content last spring at the University of East Anglia, so I know that Tomorrow by Together has an autofictive storyline, which I find really interesting, and that HYBE is always looking for narrativized ways to pathologize to strengthen parasocial relations is also very fascinating to me. And as an educator, I have the duty of care to keep an eye on this since they have a lot of young fans. And as a writer, of course, anything with a storyline is good. 3. I was given a list of recommendations by university students who became K-pop fans during the pandemic, so I showed them the genres of K-pop that I grew up with and that I was really into, which are
아니 평생을 가도 Every night a shock I'm sorry 제발 내게 다시 돌아와줘 함께 걸었어야 할 시간에 부탁해 언니 미쳐버린 마음이 많이 Oh my honey honey So I'm sorry I'm so sorry I'm so sorry 이미 나라는 건 내겐 끝이 없다는 건 내리는 비에 눈물 감추며 절대 잊지 않겠어 I remember 내게서 떨어질 수 없어 미친 건 니 왜 그러니 나는 네가 전부였잖아
So it's very dark and angsty, right? I was recommended Tomorrow by Together's Love Song and Loser Lover by university students who said that the songs are kind of like Simple Plan, Green Day and Paramore because apparently it has like a rock vibes. And my ego was actually formed while listening to My Chemical Romance and those kind of music. So I'm excited to see how this is translated into K-pop. The fourth reason, Tomorrow by Together comprised 5 members with distinct faces, so I think they'll be easy to remember. So 2 members look similar to 2nd Gen idols that I know of, B2B's Minhyuk and Chinese Jonghyun. Another looks shockingly similar to the main character from my second novel, and one has a very prominent Adam's apple, which he can probably stab me with. And I have a feeling that this idol is probably going to be a new source of my ongoing gender identity crisis. And of course, last but not least, there is a member who looks like he wears Savage Dior, owns a motorbike, is a master of sword dancing, loves killing with a single gaze, sings sweet words with a mean face, leaves you to second guess. Did he mean what he said? Was that a shade, not a praise? Honey? Poison? Or sarcasm? What's that dripping from his smile? Wait, was that actually a smirk? That would explain it, because when his lips curled, as he called you, 자기야, his eyes clearly said, 저기요. I believe they'll be easy enough to tell apart. Baby steps. I'll do my best not to get them mixed up, because I do have a pride as an OG K-pop fan. 최수빈, 최윤준, 최봉규, 강태현, Yuning-kai. So many Chus in this family. Which one will be my Chue? I don't know. So we'll look up their age later, because I feel like that will change a lot of things in terms of picking your favorite, your Chue, your bias. So do I have any worries about re-entering the K-pop world? Yes, 고민이 많아요. 우선 먼저 처음으로 누나제예요. Do people still use the word jailbait these days? Trainee Taemin used to be called jailbait by his Nuna fans back in the days. I'm younger than Taemin, so I didn't get the moral crisis back then. I'll probably understand it soon, right? My hope is that not all of the Tomorrow by Together members were born after the year 2000, because otherwise I will go to Nuna jail. Or is it emo jail at this point? All of my students are born after the year 2000, and I do have a principle to live by. I make myself some rules and then I always stick to them, because if you put a pause on your principles when it's inconvenient to you, then it's not principle, it's just hypocrisy in action, right? My criteria for choosing bias is that I was born before the year 2000, but if that's not possible and everyone's born in after the year 2005 or something, then I'll have to pick the one that is the safest for my heart. So someone who won't give me a cardiac arrest or make me feel like I'm freezing to death on the Himalayas. I am terrified of getting dragged back into the K-pop black hole and never seeing the light again. Terrified of befuddling myself beyond recognition, once more desecrating my own notion of love. Personally, being a fan during second gen, back then it was rough. Only 30% were fond memories, the other 70% were just unresolved trauma. But life will always be tough if you find love in the wrong places, because there's no trainee system on how to be a good fan, or a guarantee of equal return value for the amount of love you give to an idol. But I read in Bang Si-hyuk's interview that he's trying to redress that. So, urged by my perverse curiosity, I'm interested to see to what extent this is true. 하이브, 투바투 멤버분들 그리고 투바투 팬분들, 방시혁 님이 회사가 본질적으로 좋다고 해서 이 태국 시인은 줄 돈이 없어도 잘 부탁드립니다. I used to be an in-spirit, an angel, and a baby. Please take good care of me, TXT. 사도. There's a lot of mixed metaphors going on. Wow. Oh, how do you become that beautiful? I feel like I've run a marathon.